In a recent interview, Oleksandr Usyk has said that he is currently, or his team is currently in negotiations for a fight with Tyson Fury. Now, what we've heard over the past few weeks is Fury negotiating for a fight with AJ. And one of the things that AJ's promoter Eddie Hearn has speculated, he's floated this idea around, is that Fury's team are just using Hearn and AJ as a negotiating tactic for a Usyk fight. Because surely Usyk wants that undisputed fight against Fury. He wants that massive payday. But if Fury's going to go in a different direction, then perhaps it's going to jeopardize the undisputed fight that Usyk's looking for and jeopardize that payday. So acting like you're negotiating with AJ maybe puts pressure on Usyk to agree to a certain date or agree to certain terms or whatever the case may be. That's what Eddie Hearn floated around. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just saying that's something that he has said. I think that Usyk certainly wants the fight. If you look at his history, I've got no reason at this stage to doubt that he wants it. I know John Fury has come out and said, oh, Usyk don't. Yeah, John Fury talks a lot of rubbish. Okay. I'm sure Usyk wants it. And I'm sure that his reasoning for not taking the fight in December is legitimate. Now, I'm going to quote Oleksandr Usyk here. He said, I don't know anything about what Tyson Fury is doing or thinking. We're in negotiations talking about a match and we're doing our best to make this bout happen. Of course, I really want to have the fight next year. But if Tyson Fury is not interested in a match next year, then it's not possible to fight against him. I'm not interested in fighting any other boxer, so let's wait. He's talking about £500 million for the fight. He's a lunatic, but in a good sense, I mean. I'd also want 500 million, but it's something crazy. Okay, so that's what Oleksandr Usyk said about it. Now, when he says he's a lunatic, but in a good way, he means, I'm assuming he means with regards to the money. Like, he's asking for some crazy amount of money, but who wouldn't want that kind of money? That's basically what I take from the quote there. Now, it's interesting that he said if Tyson Fury doesn't want to fight next year. So, with him saying that, is he suggesting that Tyson Fury is, maybe trying to go in a different direction? Or, again, maybe this AJ situation is somewhat of a negotiation tactic. And that's working in terms of making Usyk think he might lose that fight. So, we have to just wait and see how everything plays out. But look, if there's anyone who I think might not be 100% committed to the fight next, I would have imagined it would be Tyson Fury. But I suspect both fighters want it. If there was anybody playing shenanigans, I would probably suspect Fury more than Usyk just because of his track record. But I suspect both fighters want it. Fury shouldn't have any issue with fighting Usyk in, let's say, March or April. That's not that long to wait. If he wants to have a tick over in between, he can go ahead and do that. But if he tries to make it some kind of issue where it's like, yo, if you don't fight me before March or April, the fight's off. As far as I'm concerned, that's a duck by Tyson Fury. It's perfectly reasonable for Usyk to say, let's fight then, rather than fight earlier. So that's my take on it. It's good to see Usyk sounding, when I say sounding confident, it's good to see Usyk revealing the fact that the teams are talking, that they're actually negotiating behind the scenes. That's obviously encouraging because the one thing I've always wanted to see is an undisputed heavyweight champion. We haven't had one since Lennox Lewis, and we've never had an undisputed champion in the 4-belt era. When Lewis was champion, it was still the 3-belt era. It was actually the crossover point because the WBO up until then was seen as the IBO is today. It wasn't taken seriously. It wasn't seen as a legitimate sanctioning body. But really during the Klitschko era, that's when the WBO was brought into the fold and turned into as legitimate as the others. So that is what that is. I need to see an undisputed champion. I don't care who the participants are. Let's just get the belts consolidated and the division can move on with more clarity for the fans. And it can end a lot of the arguments because fans love to argue about, oh, this guy would beat that guy and blah, blah, blah. It's always would and should and could. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in who has beaten who, who did beat who, because then there's nothing to argue about. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments.